July is very important to the country.
It does have a different feeling to it.
Fans can come and get away from it all.
We live in a great country. We're very blessed to live in the country we live in.
We wouldn't have had any chance to play this game or live here if it wasn't for everybody fighting for us.
I am extremely grateful for our freedom, for our safety.
Baseball and 4th of July kind of go hand in hand.
It's our Independence Day, and it really means a lot to us.
And realize more so the kind of the father-son or father-family relationship.
Even people who aren't necessarily huge baseball fans kind of rally around it.
4th of July, as long as I can remember, I've had a baseball game.
It's definitely a big day for all of us, and we're fortunate to go get to play on that day.
Our country's 236th birthday. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's the A's and the Boston Red Sox pregame ceremonies. They were terrific, just coming to a close, and we're just about set for baseball. The A's going for the sweep of the Red Sox. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great 4th of July. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. The ball game, it's A.J. Griffin's day. It's making his 3rd Major League start. Ray, what can you say? The young man has been very impressive in his 2 starts against the Giants here and then Texas in Arlington.
Well, there's no doubt he helped the A's avoid a sweep by the Giants here. Went down to Texas, the best hitting team, at least in the American League. Gave him just 2 hits, 6 innings, did not pick up a win. But the Giants, he did it here, did a spectacular job, gave up a 2-run home run in the 1st inning, and that was it. As a matter of fact, he told his guys that was the best part. I mean, when he tipped his cap to everybody, then went down to Arlington, Texas, in a game in which the A's needed a win, they needed a good start, and of course they got the great start from A.J. Griffin. As like I said, he gave nothing to the Texas Rangers. They couldn't wait to get him out of the lineup and out of the ball game, and as it turned out, 2 great starts, and he hopes to do it again today in his 3rd start.
And every game lately here at the Coliseum, excitement. In fact, last night, right down to the final pitch, the A's scored a couple runs in the 9th inning, so a come-from-behind win last night. The A's will try to build on that this afternoon. They will face Aaron Cook, the veteran right-hander for the Boston Red Sox. So Cook and Griffin is your pitching matchup today. Again, the A's going for the 3-game sweep of the Red Sox. A's just about set to take the field. They're going to again wear the gold tops. Gold tops have been good to the A's as of late, so why change anything? Here's the game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Glorious day, 69 degrees, a nice breeze. So it's a good day for a ball game. 4th of July. So if you're at home watching the ball game, enjoy our nation's holiday, and hopefully you'll enjoy the ball game as well.
Save some barbecue for us.
Yeah, we'll be there soon. So Josh Reddick showing his patriotism, carrying the flag out to right field. So the A's indeed take the field behind their starting pitcher, A.J. Griffin. Here's the lineup that Griffin will face this afternoon for the Red Sox. It'll start with Daniel Nava. Nava's in left field. And Ryan Kalish. David Ortiz is the DH. Salta Lamaki in the cleanup spot. Gonzalez at first. Mauro Gomez, youngster at 3rd base. Cody Ross at right. Aviles at short. Punto at 2nd base today.
And it is A.J. Griffin on the mound for the Athletics in 2 starts totaling 12 innings he has pitched. And look at his ERA, 1.50. He's given up just a total of 5 hits and a couple of runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts in those 2 starts. So great beginning for a young man who was just drafted by the A's 2 years ago, 2010. Here he is in the big leagues.
The defense for the Athletics this afternoon. As Cespedes in left, Crisp in center, Reddick in right, Inge, Pennington, Weeks, and Moss on the infield with Derek Norris doing the catching. So Griffin has finished his warm-up tosses, and we're set to go. Exciting night last night here at the ballpark with the A's winning in the bottom of the 9th inning by scoring 2 runs, 3-2, and then the A's won on Monday by a final score of 6-1. So a chance for a sweep of the Red Sox.
Well, you know, the New York Yankees are happy with what the A's have done against the Red Sox, and anybody in the Eastern Division, especially for this team to come out west, and Seattle had a tough time up there, and the A's have done well in the first 2 games.
So Griffin's first pitch of the ball game is a strike to Daniel Nava. A couple of hits in the series for Nava, 293 average overall. He shoots that one foul toward the A's bullpen, just over top of the bullpen.
And there's no doubt today we will see more of A.J. Griffin waiting while the hitter is getting set, and vice versa, because Griffin, as we have seen in the 2 starts, he loves to work quickly, gets a sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go. And Nava taking a lot of time, but Griffin is ready as soon as he steps in the batter's box.
Another foul ball by Nava. Kalish will be next. A's come in with a 40-42 record. They've won 3 in a row, and they have won 4 out of 5 from the Red Sox this year.
We just need more Joey Vottos. Just does not leave the batter's box. He just stands right there.
Yeah, he's our favorite hitter. We don't see him very much.
I'll be watching Tuesday night, Kansas City.
Yes, we will. Another foul ball, this one on the ground to the right side.
And one of the things that A.J. Griffin has said in his last start, he had 8 3-2 counts. Did retire 13 in a row, but a lot of pitches because of those 3-2 counts, and also a lot of foul balls with 2 strikes that made his pitch count get up to 109, where he finished after 6.
Well, Nava's trying to get the pitch count up early. Another foul ball.
But in the 6 innings against the Rangers, there were 11 foul balls with 2 strikes, and all that does is add to it. And this is the 4th pitch coming up after getting hit 0-2. Actually, the 4th, he's fouled off 3.
That one lofted down the right field line, but foul. So it's now a 7-pitch at bat. Red Sox are 42-39. They're finishing up their West Coast road trip. They will have an off day tomorrow and then host the Yankees over the weekend. Did he go? No. So the Red Sox appreciate a day game on the 4th of July. They get home and enjoy their off day tomorrow at home.
Brian O'Nora was very aggressive on first game when he was at first base that time. As a matter of fact, he was 1 for 3 in that game, wasn't he? 1 for 3 in calling the check swing, and I think he's 0 for 1 already today.
So now a 10-pitch at bat between Griffin and Nava.
Get him out, it won't make a difference, but you don't want him to get on base after all these pitches.
And that one back to Griffin. He'll take care of it himself, and that's out number 1.
Well, Coco Chris last night led off the game with a home run, and he finished it with a sac fly, scoring Cliff Pennington, and an amazing come from behind victory. He's scoring 2 runs in the 9th inning after having the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th, and Coco smiling even through the whipped cream pie in the face from his good buddy Josh Reddick. But I think for the A's to come back, and we mentioned last night, to have the bases loaded, 1 out in the 8th inning, not score after a couple of strikeouts by Padilla, middle part of the batting order, but then to win it in the 9th made it even more special.
1-1 to Ryan Kalish, hitting .250. 12 hits and 48 at bats, a couple of doubles for Kalish. And that's hit hard right toward the shortstop Pennington. Good positioning. His throw is in time. 2 outs.
Couple of hard hit balls, but right at a couple of players. The one to A.J. Griffin, probably one he wouldn't have mind allowing a base hit, but he fielded his position perfectly. And Cliff Pennington doing the job also as the ball came up on him, but low throw handled nicely by Brandon Moss at first.
So here's David Ortiz. It's the big cheer from the Red Sox fans that are in the ballpark.
Now, you know, David Ortiz would be stepping out and probably asking for time, as Griffin is ready to go. I wouldn't say quick pitched him. As soon as Ortiz put his foot in the batter's box, he's ready.
1-1 to Ortiz, 301 with 21 home runs and 54 RBIs. Pop foul back, 1-2. Ortiz, 399 career home runs. His last home run came on the 27th of June. So he's gone 6 games since then. Close pitch, just a touch inside, 2-2.
I don't think Big Papi's concerned about waiting until he gets back home. He'd like to get it out of the way as quickly as possible, because once that milestone is reached, who knows what he might do. Already with 21 home runs in the season.
Big breaking ball. Ortiz strikes out. Side retired. 3 up, 3 down inning for A.J. Griffith. And we'll head to the bottom of the first. No score.
By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
No score, bottom of the first inning from the Coliseum on 4th of July. Here's the Athletics lineup. Chris Weeks, Reddick, Cespedes, Smith, Moss, Norris, Inge, and Pennington.
And in his right-hander, Aaron Cook on the mound. They were supposed to be a lefty. Instead, the veteran Aaron Cook, who the A's last saw in 2009 when he's with the Rockies. And he is making his 4th start. He had to go on the disabled list after his first one for the Red Sox, which I think I remember that he had kind of an out in his contract. He had to be brought up at a certain time or he was granted his release. So the Red Sox found a way to get him in the rotation.
Probably a good idea.
Absolutely. You get a veteran like that, and especially knows how to pitch, and if you pitch in Colorado and have success, then I'd say you could pitch anywhere.
So Aaron Cook, 33 years old, 6'3", 215 pounds, in his 10th year in the big leagues. He's got a career record of 74 and 69. But Ray's right, he's a pretty good starting pitcher in the National League for a handful of years.
So he's getting a couple of high strikes called by the home plate umpire Jordan Baker, and on one hand that's good for him, on the other hand it's bad because those are hittable pitches.
Bounce toward Gonzalez. He'll flip to Cook, who beats Coco to the bag. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The defense for the Boston Red Sox has Nava in left, Kalish in center, Ross in right, Gomez at third, Vilas at second, or at short, Punto at second. You saw Adrian Gonzalez with Saltalamacchia doing the catching.
Bobby Valentine on hand this afternoon once again to manage his ball club, and A's would like to make it a disappointing series here in Oakland. They will be back a little bit later, but he's over 1,500 career wins. Like Ron Gardenhire just picked up his 900th for the Minnesota Twins. But, you know, Aaron Cook's a veteran. He just sprinted to first base, took the slowest walk I've ever seen from first base back to the mound. His catcher Saltamaki was waiting for it. Let him catch his breath. But that's a smart pitcher. No reason to hurry back. Make sure you're fully recovered from a quick sprint.
Weeks hits it hard but foul. A complete game shutout, a two-hitter for Cook in his last start at Seattle. And he threw, Ray, 81 pitches. That's hard to do.
Didn't he have a game of about 77 or 79, something like that, with a complete game in his career?
Well, he's not a strikeout guy, which you saw, and he's got a very good sinker, and he just lets his defense take care of business. So he could be a big lift for the Red Sox. 1-2 pitch, another foul ball. That one into the seats.
Well, a pretty good park to pitch in up in Seattle, and Sean Figgins with a called third strike. So that's about it. Just to
finish it on the strikeout. On the ground to Nick Punto, and that's 2 ground ball outs for Cook. Cook was an all-star in 2008 when he was with the Rockies.
Batting in the third position, right fielder, number 16, Josh Reddick.
16 wins in that all-star season.
Anytime you can get a ground ball pitcher on your staff, that's doing something.
There's that good sinker. He doesn't necessarily throw real hard. So 87, 88, 89.
It's a very good strike zone, north and south, up and down from this home plate umpire, and we have seen the extremes already.
Punto dives, and he's not going to be able to make the play, and Reddick's going to have an infield hit. So Reddick has his second hit in this series.
Speaking of hits, a correction, and for Kurt Suzuki last night, as Josh Reddick tried to go up the middle, you can see the Exmo and the rotation of the best baseball. Punto playing third base the first 2 games, tried to flip it to his shortstop, who said, "Why? It's not a runner at first. Oh, you want me to throw it?" Exmo is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort, and we will see a lot of the great shots using Exmo throughout this day. Kurt Suzuki's error last night was changed to a base hit.
That was the line drive to the shortstop.
And the knuckleball effect.
Big chopper, and it's into the hole and into left field, a base hit. Cook had to scamper over to cover third. Otherwise, Reddick may have thought about heading for third. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the A's here in the first.
Well, the thing about a ground ball pitcher, you're hoping if you hit the ball on the ground, you can find a hole, and that's what Reddick did with 2 outs, and now Cespedes does the same thing. And see, Aviles again did not leave his feet. No chance to get Reddick at second base, nor Cespedes with his speed going to first base. The runner at second now, you'll probably see him dive for the ball to keep it from going to the outfield.
So Seth Smith will try to give the A's a first inning lead. 1 for 5 in this series, 252 the average overall. Smith is in the lineup today as the designated hitter. Now, if you remember, he's been playing a lot of left field. In fact, he has not started a game at DH since the 15th of June. So I think he has told us in a couple of post-game interviews he's still trying to figure out how to do the DH thing.
Well, it proves one thing. even though he's been a great pinch hitter throughout his career in the National League with the Rockies, hasn't worked out as a DH because it's totally different, because it is 4 to 5 at bats, whereas as a pinch hitter, you're getting the adrenaline flowing. Try to do that 4 to 5 times, sometimes a little difficult. The one pinch hitting is not a problem.
Punto has it, and side is retired. A's get 2 hits, strand them both. So no score after 1 on the 4th of July. .com/fan guide for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 to a 2012 Major League Baseball World Series game, presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company.
Leading off the top of the second inning for Boston. Batting in fourth position. And catching, number 39, Jared.
No score, top of the second inning on the 4th of July. Hope you're enjoying the holiday.
Sellout crowd last night, another good crowd on hand this afternoon. It's always great to see, because folks have a chance to come out and watch baseball. Then you find some place shooting fireworks tonight, have a barbecue following the game. So a complete day, almost like our Saturday game here against the Mariners, with the barbecue, beer fest, baseball game. A lot of good days this week.
Salta, Lamacchia, Gonzalez, and Gomez for the Red Sox. $16 home runs for the Red Sox catcher.
And a day game after night game. He's caught all 3 games, and I'm sure Bobby Valentine realizes that he's his #1 catcher. He's got a good season offensively, so he wants him in the lineup. He can rest tomorrow, next day, season's over, but trying to avoid a sweep, and the A's trying to complete the sweep.
I would think a hard thing to do for a manager is when you've lost the first 2 games of the series and you really need a win.
Yep.
And you don't like to rest a regular if you don't have to, although Pedroia is being rested today. Fighting that sun is Inge, playing the shortstop spot with the shift on. He's got it.
Well, for Pedroia and even for Salta Lamacchia, you'd say, well, it's day game after night game. You can DH, but not with Big Papi in there. David Ortiz, the premier DH now in the American League for sure, as long as he has done it. And many, many years ago, the Twins said, we don't think you can play. Gotta take my bat to Fenway, and boy, lots of walk-offs for David Ortiz, and tremendous career as a DH.
Gonzalez hitting .273. 6 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Three for 8 in the series. And There's a good swing by Gonzalez. Fouls it straight back. Of course, Gonzalez came over in that trade from the Padres and then immediately signed a long-term contract. Signed through 2018. So there's your Red Sox first baseman for a while. Grounds out this time, and that's out number 2.
Well, we showed in our open with A.J. Griffin making his major league debut against the Giants and walking off and waving his cap proudly as he got the standing ovation. I was very interested to find out from him that he said every autograph he has signed since he's come back and the A's have played here at the Coliseum, he said every fan has thanked him for waving his cap and acknowledging the standing ovation the way he did. So as much flack he might have caught from his teammates, fans appreciate it. Thought it was quite nice that they at least acknowledged the fact that they appreciated what he did.
Mauro Gomez, who's playing third base today for the Red Sox. Numbers at AAA. Just a couple of at-bats for the Red Sox this year. The Red Sox playing without their very fine young third baseman Will Middlebrooks, who is not on the disabled list, but he is got a sore hamstring, so he has not played at all in this series. That's a pretty significant bat being out of the lineup for Boston. Nick Punto played third base the first 2 games in this series. He's at second base today.
I give him a lot of credit, Middlebrooks, for coming in and really taking a hold at position where the favorite, no doubt, throughout Boston. Kevin Youkilis traded to the other Sox, the White Sox.
Pretty good pitch, but Jordan Baker would not ring up Gomez.
He's called the high strike today. Now, did he give up on this pitch? Possibly. But that's one of the things that he's already thrown. He struck out David Ortiz, so hopefully the umpire has seen the good 12-6 curveball that is thrown by the A's right-hander.
The umpiring alignment for today. 2-2 pitch, just missed again. So 3-2 tomorrow, Gomez.
The home plate umpire more directly behind the plate instead of too far on the inside.
That was drilled to left field. Cespedes goes back and it's over his head. Gomez is going to dig for second, and he's going to make it with a sliding double. Cespedes maybe broke in just a step or 2, and then it went over his head. So first major league hit for Mauro Gomez. Congratulations to the young man. Always a special moment.
And you think if he took this pitch, actually more of a slider there, but it was up in the zone, like the curveball that was not called a strike, yet he jumped on the hanger and no doubt Cespedes, as he has said, you're changing in the season, during the season, from a center field position where he's comfortable to left field where the ball does a whole lot of different things. It's going to be a work in progress.
So here's Cody Ross, the Red Sox, with a 2-out scoring opportunity. Well, home runs, 39 runs batted in Cody Ross so far this year. Quiet series though, 0 for 5. That one's hit toward Crispin center, and he's there. He's got it side retired. So a double, runner left, bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Moss, Norris, and Inge, no score.
to meet and greet with Oakland A's relief pitcher Ryan Cook. Ryan will meet fans and sign autographs this Saturday from 12:30 to 1:30 at the Comerica Bank Alameda Banking Center, located at 2416 Central Avenue. Be sure to get there early, as this opportunity will be limited to the first 200 people. Comerica Bank, when you're ready for the big leagues. Member FDIC. Of course, Ryan Cook, we congratulate him. It's his first year in the big leagues, and he's an all-star. Jerry Blevins giving him a lot of advice what to do in Kansas City. He's ready to go.
The veteran, Jerry Blevins.
Jerry was the veteran last night. He did a great job coming in, getting out of a tough ninth inning.
High strike called 0-2 to Moss. Game-tying single last night in the ninth inning on an 0-2 pitch. Hard to qualify which hit was more important, but you could make the argument that that hit was the most important hit in that inning, because it was 0-2. Out had just been made. Missed inside. Pitches driven to center. That's it well. Kalish going back, turning around, and that baby is gone. He's done it again. Number 10 for Brandon Moss.
Absolutely incredible. What a story that's unfolding right here. He, like Cook, really had to be in the big leagues at a certain time, or he had an out also. Fortunately, A's brought him up, because this ball straightaway center. Home runs back-to-back games last night. A pinch hit, tying base hit, and this afternoon right back up the middle, straightaway center field. 87-mile-an-hour home run, straightaway center. Unbelievable.
So the A's grab a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
He's amazing. He'll really be talking to first base today.
So former Red Sox playing for the A's. Damage done. 4 home runs.
That's correct. Talking to Brandon Moss about his personality, and he said, you know, I've always been like that, always talking. He said, even my 2-year-old said, Dad, can I say hello to that person? He wants to talk to everybody also. So it's running in the family. But Brandon Moss says, we have seen he can talk, but he can also hit.
Bounced on the backhand toward Gomez. Nice play. Guns it across to get Derek Norris for out number 1. This is that ninth inning hit we're talking about from Moss. Remember, the count was 0-2.
Batting in the 8th position, third baseman, number 7, Brandon Moss.
So an 0-2 mistake, and Moss made Seves pay.
But he did a great job the first 2 pitches. You could see him opening up, maybe trying to pull the ball, but decided once he got 2 strikes, going to make contact, which he did. And you know, the play as he was going into second base, we saw the tail end of that play. If there was a fielder at second base, he probably would have been out.
Yep.
But I think maybe it was shortstop. Avidas caught the ball, and he was right behind. All he had to do was put a tag down. He didn't do it.
Kalish in center field is under it. Well, you start looking at little things like that in a tight game, and it went the A's way. But if he is tagged out, that's the second out.
That's right. The sac fly, and
it's the third out. So we're maybe still playing.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can certainly go back in a 1-run game and do that a lot. But the point is it really was a defensive mistake by the Red Sox.
It was. And even more so, as you know, Chili Davis was talking about the arm of Kalish in center field. And I said, come on, you know, the guy's going on contact. He's not going to throw him out. Why was he charging the ball in the first place? If he doesn't bobble that, it's a first and second.
And he was playing very deep.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
we noticed that when the ball was hit.
So the Raiders no chance. So the A's taking advantage of some mistakes.
Bunted, but it's going to roll foul. Pennington.
But good teams take advantage of mistakes. And, of course, the Rangers did that against the A's in the 3 games last weekend. Finally won a game, but this ball did not get on the grass, stayed on the dirt. And once that happens, then the spin is going to take it foul. But if it's on the grass, which is what Penny was trying to do, it stays fair and more likely would have had a base hit.
Cliff Pennington had a big hit in that 9th inning. Ended up scoring the winning run. This one on the ground. Punto has it. Side retired. Brandon Moss, another home run. He's got 10 on the year. This one to center field. Leading off the inning. So the A's lead 1-0 after 2. Top of the 3rd inning, A.J. Griffin has given up 1 hit through the first 2 innings. It was a 2-out double. Aviles, Punto, and Nava. First pitch is a ball. Mentioned it last night, but the Red Sox are really not scoring a lot of runs as of late. Not score a lot in their 4-game series in Seattle. They've only scored 3 runs in this series so far. 12 runs in the last 6 games for the team that in total has the 2nd most runs scored in the American League. And again, missing power hitting 3rd baseman.
Think about the 2 venues, 2 parks they've played in on this West Coast team trip.
Sure.
Compared to their home park at Fenway. And they're probably looking like we do at times where a ball is hit foul. You say, well, it's out at the Coliseum, but it's not what they've hit balls in this series. It probably would have been up at the Green Monster. I think it makes a huge difference.
Moss has it. Time now for a forward right choice. Last night, let's not forget about the top of the 9th inning. 2 Red Sox ride nobody out. Chris Carter makes a terrific play.
Running in the 9th position.
The double play, you see Weeks touching the bag with his glove. And then that's the 3rd out right there. Kalish trying to steal 3rd, and just like that, it happened in the span of about a minute. But, you know, we really didn't, because of all that was going on, and the game gets won, and we really didn't talk about Chris Carter, who led off the bottom of the ninth inning with a hit, but in the top of the ninth, that was a terrific play. If he doesn't make that play, the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Right.
Because it really was a do-or-die play. I think if he doesn't catch it, I don't know that he's going to be able to pick it up and get an out somewhere.
Now, leaving his feet the way he did, he would have been. So it would have been a base hit. Punto actually had gone past him, so his arguing at first base. But watching that replay again,
it was a good play.
It was a great play, and then his flip to Jamal Wiggs almost overthrew him. Jamal went back, initially missed the bag, but the second try he did touch the bag, which was the force out or the double play part of that. But just a great play all the way around.
So the A's grabbed momentum last night in the top of the ninth and carried it over into the bottom of the ninth with the win. Punto with the walk. So that's the first walk issued by A.J. Griffin.
And remember, he does not walk a lot and has not in his minor league career professionally, nor has he done it at this level.
Here's the top of the order in Daniel Nava, Santa Clara University, and also the College of San Mateo, CSM. CSM right off Highway 92 up on the hill.
Got this play at third base last night. Brandon Edge, watch how he puts the left leg down, and here comes the spike straight in to the left leg, and he blocked him off the bag, tagged him out for the third out. Kurt Suzuki was just ecstatic last night. He said that's another catcher at third base blocking. You know what Brandon Edge said today? He said, I want to have this gash about 12 inches long on my leg from blocking a guy coming in at third base. I said, come on, man. But that's the gutterness and the way he plays. And a former catcher, he's accustomed to blocking the plate. But here he's without equipment, and he puts his leg down knowing that the cleats are coming in. But I thought maybe we went a little too far talking about that gash. But he had no effect from that last night. With the cleats coming into his leg, there was nothing that cut him up or anything. And that was surprising.
And then he made a nice play on the throw. Yeah. It was a tough hop, and he handled that. Here's Kalish. First pitch is high. Kalish grounded out to Pennington in the first inning. Hit towards center. Playable for Coco Crisp. He's got it side retired. Runner left. We're headed to the bottom of the third. It'll be the top of the order for the A's. They lead 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, time.
Coliseum. This Friday versus the Seattle Mariners, you get a ticket in our value deck behind home plate, an authentic A's water bottle, a cheer card, and a $6 food and drink voucher, all for one great price. Log on to csncalifornia.com for details. 1-0, the A's lead. It's the bottom of the third inning. And the A's will have the top of the order. Crisp, Weeks, and Reddick. Crisp grounded out to the first baseman in the first. 2 for 8 in the series now for Coco Crisp with a homer.
Amazing to see the ball carried by Brandon Moss straight away center field, yet up where we are, feel the breeze coming straight in. So the swirling winds here at the Coliseum, the view quarters continue.
That one headed toward the gap, and it's going to get down for a hit. Kalish has it, and Coco has to spin around and get back to first, but it's a leadoff single for Crisp.
Well, you like to see the aggressiveness with Coco rounding the bag at first base, thinking a double, but once he saw Kalish cut it off, Coco decided to shut it down and get back to first base, but he was ready to go to second base. He was thinking 2 all the way, but a good job by Kalish getting the ball back in, but Coco right there saying, I'm going to go, better stop. Great. Willie Mays, one of the great things about him, seeing him slide to stop himself and get back, but he always ran hard like that. And Hall of Famer Paul Malter said he always thought double when he hit a base hit. You run hard to first, you round the bag. Guy makes a mistake, you're going to coast into second base.
Blocked by Saltalamacchia. Gomez, the third baseman, is in a step on the grass. See if Coco challenges Saltalamacchia. That one bounced in the hole. Backhanded nicely by the shortstop of Vilas. And they'll get the out at second as Coco Crisp and Punto get tangled up. A fielder's choice for Weeks, 1 out.
Vilas almost did not get back, and he was close to second base. The only play really was for him to go to second base. You talk about a good sinker ball pitcher. We'll see as this game progresses if Bob Mello puts a hit and run on, just because of the number of balls that so far the A's have hit on the ground. And Coco did his job getting Punto at second.
So here's Reddick. Quick throw to first. Weeks gets back. Reddick had the infield single in the first inning. Two for 7 in the series is Reddick. What I liked about Reddick is, see, a lot of people thought he should have made the All-Star team, and he did not. And he was mad about it.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Well, when he hit the home run the first game of the series, he was running out of the bases, probably under his breath saying to the Red Sox for trading him, why did you do that? I'll prove you wrong. And of course, he has more home runs by himself than the total outfield of the Red Sox. Of course, they've got a few guys on the disabled list, but it's kind of production he has given the A's. But he also admitted, knowing he's going to be in the lineup every day, usually hitting third. That's where he has been. And that's a comfort for a player, knowing that he's going to be in the lineup every day.
Well, it's the worst case scenario for the Red Sox, at least so far, with the trade that was made, because the guy you traded is having a terrific season. The guy you received, Andrew Bailey, has not pitched at all. And now, listen, Bailey certainly could come back, and then, you know, he may be fine and all that, but right now, the Red Sox look bad in the trade. That's just the reality of it.
we want to congratulate Amanda and Andrew Bailey for the birth of their daughter.
Right.
Occurred. Actually, she had to take a private plane from Seattle back to the Boston area because she was understanding a few weeks early and figured he could make it through this road trip. And as it turned out, nope. Let's go. Got on a private plane, flew back, and it was a costly road trip. Flies with the chartered and got to hurry up and get back, but it made it time for the birth of their daughter. So congratulations to the Baileys and Bill and Lori, the grandparents.
Yeah, how about that?
Big Bill, boy, he's going to be a happy grandpa. You know that. The mayor, Bill Bailey.
Don't you get the feeling that Bill Bailey just walking down the street saying, "Oh, I'm a grandpa."
That's right.
My name's Bill and I'm a grandpa. Reddick walks.
Here it was, first pitch from Matsusaka, and this is the first inning with the Red Sox leading 1-0, and that's for the American League All-Star team, and that's for the trade from the Red Sox. All in one. And around the bases he goes, but I thought just as important was when Brandon Moss hit the 3-run shot, Josh Reddick was at the top of the step, welcoming him into the dugout. Two former Red Sox players.
Cespedes steps in. He bounds to single in the left field in the first inning. First hit in the series for Cespedes. He's 1 for 9. Seth Smith in the on-deck circle. One out here in the bottom of the third. Another scoring opportunity for the Athletics. They had one in the first. Stranded a couple. Fouled at the plate.
On the 3-1 to Josh Reddick, Jamal Weeks took off like he was going to run and then stopped about 20 feet off the bag. Now at second. Looks like he's anxious to try to steal third, although Punto trying to stay close. Jamal dancing off a little bit and decides not to run.
So Cook, long look in. Heading the count 0-2. But Weeks does take off. The ball's hit up the middle. But right there is the shortstop. He'll go to first and they'll get the out there. Both the runners were able to move up.
Well, and again, ground ball pitcher, great idea. Whether Jamal's got the green light, and also for Reddick to follow him to the point that Aviles had no play except to throw to first. So instead of a double play to end the inning, Cespedes running very, very slowly back to the dugout. But Aviles looked, he saw that Reddick was sliding in, had to go to first base. So the A's, a base hit, and because of that, can get a couple of runs. And hopefully that's just a slow jog walk back to the dugout. Nothing's wrong with Cespedes.
So Seth Smith steps in. He grounded out with 2 on and 2 out in the first inning. Another opportunity for Smith. There's that one foul.
Talking about the sinker, of course, that's the report on Aaron Cook. Sinker, sinker, beat the ball on the ground.
There's the language of baseball.
Yeah, sure.
That's all you got to do.
Move the hand around.
That's what it means.
Suzuki said, "I don't understand what you're talking about, but I know those hand signs."
Pitch is low. Outfield straight away for Smith. That one bounces away, but not quite far enough.
The previous pitch, Soslamowski backhanded the ball, that able to catch it. But boy, you have to figure this guy wants to keep the ball down, and the attempt to block. It's a one hand. You got to use both hands and arms really to block the ball, kind of cup it, and he's reaching down with one. Actually, his hand in front of him, but he does not use. Take the right shoulder and kind of bend over to block the ball. And reaching at it with one hand sometimes can be very dangerous, as again it turned out in Boston when Jamal stole third and scored on a wild pitch.
Smith got a fastball inside and fouled it back. 2-2 to count. Cook very deliberate with runners on base. Now he's ready. 2-2 pitch is spoiled by Smith. Reached for it.
I wonder how many times since Smith took batting practice off Aaron Cook in Colorado. Spring training, maybe.
Well,
he knows what he throws.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Played behind him enough.
Yeah. Pinch hitter Seth Smith here in the third inning.
Trying to help him out. Big overhand curve. Did not see a lot of those from Cook.
Well, what do you do here? You got pitcher and catcher thinking first base is open. Seth Smith 3-2, but there's Brandon Moss just waiting. And we've already seen what he's done against his former team. So I would say Seth Smith's going to get a decent pitch to hit. Sinker, turn the ball over a little bit. Not that he's going to just throw him a four-seam fastball, but I figure this is the time to look for something to drive.
3-2. Rolled over. Gonzalez. Not an easy play. Throws to Cook in time. Side retired. A's get a hit and a walk. They strand two, and they lead 1-0 after 3. American military members here at the stadium today. Hope they're enjoying the game. We had a beautiful flyover before the game. It's Troops Direct Day here at the ballpark. Nothing like a good
them, and he didn't say it yesterday, and all of a sudden,
it was like 6:30, and that was under the table.
Well, their trip around the world, they were a little slower today. They didn't have it synced for their end of the anthem.
No, they were not easy to do. I don't think it's like your car where you can just hit the brakes.
They really work on that, those flyovers. I've seen some programs where they.
This could be number 400, folks, and it is. So David Ortiz just hit career home run number 400. And it ties up the ball game at 1 apiece. We got to give him a congratulations.
That's right.
That's a heck of a milestone. For a guy who 7-8 years ago, Twins didn't think he could play anymore. He still can. Saltalamacchia. So he is the 49th player in Major League Baseball history to hit at least 400 home runs. He's relieved, I would imagine.
Well, there's no doubt, too, when he did leave the Twins and signed a free agent contract with the Boston Red Sox, and now he just passed Hall of Famer Al Kaline in Andres Galarraga. So number 400 for Big Papi. Big Snyder next, and then Paul Konerko, who's still playing.
All right, it was 2002. David Ortiz played with the Twins, hit 20 home runs that year, and hit 272. That's not bad.
Different name, though.
Weeks way out in short right field, and his throw in time. Saltalamacchia is retired.
Well, this at 89 and a high fastball right about, belt high, a little bit above that. And Papi knew it. So did everybody else here. So congratulations to David Ortiz. And there's no doubt he will get the huge standing ovation and reception when he gets back to Fenway Park. And I'm sure they would like to have seen him do it at home, but I think he's just happy to get it out of the way.
Well, you got to remember, too, he was originally a Seattle Mariner.
Exactly.
Played 4 years in the minor leagues with the Mariners. That one's hit well. Coco's going back. He's near the wall. He makes the catch and slams up against the wall. So Adrian Gonzalez put a charge into it, but a nice play by Coco Crisp. Let's hope he's okay.
Well, he had him played perfectly at least positioned, but it's just a matter of sprinting back. He felt the warning track and knew the wall was coming right at the Sportsnet California sign, and right there banged into it, padded wall and all, and robbed Adrian Gonzalez at Fenway Park. He'd been playing the carom off the wall for a double.
At least, yeah.
But that's the difference in the two parks, and fortunately here is Gonzalez has hit a couple of shots that direction that would have been doubles, but Coco played perfectly and robbed Adrian Gonzalez.
So here's Mauro Gomez, who doubled over Cespedes' head in the second inning. That was the first hit for the Red Sox.
Second home run given up by A.J. Griffin. Buster Posey got him also. So two All-Stars. Posey, the starting catcher, and David Ortiz, the starting DH for the American League. Posey, the National League, of course.
Moss may have a play, shading his eyes near the seats and just off the tip of his glove.
Well, it's a tough play, a lot of room, a lot to run to try to get to it. But see right there, he checked to see how close he was to the wall and figured to take a few more steps. But the one thing about that, the right-handed hitter, the ball's going to be slicing away from you, heading towards the seats. Ideally, if you could sprint towards the railing there as far as you can go and then look up, that would be the best way. Not worry, because it is padded over there also.
Gomez reaches for it, lost one to center. Cespedes coming on to make that left field, and Cespedes with a very nice running play, catches it at the shoe tops. Side retired, David Ortiz, career home run number 400. There it is, and it ties this game up at 1 apiece. Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking is better than free. They pay you. One game. Ortiz with the home run to tie it. The bottom of the 4th inning. Moss, Norris, and Inge. Moss with a home run of his own in the 2nd inning. That one's hit hard. Diving is Punto, and he can't get it. He probably got a glove on it, but it's a hit for Moss.
Now, Yoenis Cespedes in left field, and how many times have we seen guys try to dive? Watch this play by Cespedes. Just comes in, catches it down to the shoe tops, never leaves his feet, just keeps running. That's a heck of a play, folks, because there's so many times that guys feel they have to leave their feet to make a spectacular play. Well, he just made one without leaving his feet.
No need.
No need at all. You have that kind of agility and just keep running. And, you know, saves your body, too. Plus, you might drop the ball out of the glove if you dive. Dive, slide.
A one hopper towards short. Out at second and safe at first is Derek Norris. Norris, tell you what, Ray, I mean, he's a big guy. He runs pretty well.
Yes, he does. And
I'm not even going to say for a catcher.
Yeah, well, for a catcher, he does. And we will see how he does as time goes. But
he get down the line a little bit.
Yeah. Strong young man. This ball, of course, Moss had to hold up to make sure the ball was not caught in the air. And he just kind of cruises through. Had a stolen base the other day, which fooled everybody, but caught him by surprise. They pay a little bit more attention to him now.
On the out-of-town scoreboard this afternoon, the Angels are in Cleveland, and that's the rubber game of that series. Santana and Lowe, the starting pitchers. There's a line drive by Inge, base hit to left field. Norris stops at second. So Inge has a hit. 2 on, 1 out.
And he likes those hanging curveballs, pitches up in the zone and extended his arms. Brandon Inge along with Colin Cowgill and Johnny Gomes. Not surprised to see that group go out and participate in the festivities with Troops Direct. And your brother-in-law Aaron Airbon. A great job by Aaron, and of course, very personable young man, and great job that he has done with the Troops Direct.
So a big barbecue before the game.
Gomes and Inns donated money towards the cause and gave up the time as well. And like those red, white, and blue, I don't know what those are called, but all the guys wear them around their neck, supposed to make you feel good or something. I never said bring some up here.
So I'm going to buy you one.
Nice. And of course, the hats, special 4th of July caps that all players across baseball are wearing for the Memorial Day, 4th of July, 9/11, I think Labor Day, maybe not Labor Day. But saw the Oakland Oaks jersey that the guys will be wearing. Steve Vucinich had one proudly displayed downstairs. That's the A's cap for 4th of July. It's a camouflage, so nicely done.
One and one to Pennington. Pitch is outside. And I mentioned that Angels-Indians. Well, that game is underway, and the Indians are leading 9-1 in the 3rd inning.
Oh.
Santana gave up 8 earned runs in an inning and a third, and he's gone. 9-1 Indians over the Angels' 3rd inning in Cleveland. Pennington drives it toward right center field. On the run is Kalish, and he tracks it down at the warning track. Norris will tag and go to 3rd. So a well struck ball by Pennington, but Kalish on the move made the play.
Usually a ball hit like that's going to be hooking away. It started to hook, but then kind of straightened out a little bit. Kalish with good speed able to track it down. But Pennington, at that point right there, I think maybe extra bases, and then I don't know, maybe the swirling winds knocked the ball down, but it's hit quite well by Pennington. Norris went halfway, then the ball caught near the warning track, able to get back to 2nd and tag, where maybe he'll score on a mistake. Nice play by Kalish, though.
So the A's again looking for a 2-out hit. Coco takes outside. The Rangers will be at Chicago at the White Sox. That'll be a night game in Chicago.
Well, last night, what was the final? 19-2. 19-2. They lost no ground to the Angels. Only the A's in the Western Division won. Didn't Baltimore win last night? Over Seattle? Yeah.
Yes, they did. Nava's under it, and the A's are going to strand a pair. So we're through 4 from the Coliseum. It's a 1-1 game. In Oakland A's history to homer at least 3 times on the 4th of July.
I'll let you answer that one.
Just go for the guys with the high home run totals. McGuire.
McGuire. I think McGuire for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I want to say it was in Cleveland or Boston. Might hit 3 on the same day. He did do that at Fenway Park.
Top of the 5th inning, 1-1. Each team with a solo home run. Brandon Moss for the Athletics, David Ortiz for the Red Sox.
Cody Ross with a shift by the Athletics. It's Jamal Weeks almost directly behind second base, not in the outfield, but they're shading him to pull the ball. Huge hole on the right side. As Moss will have a long run to first base if the ground ball is hit to the left side.
Cody Ross is, just watch his swing. He likes to pull the ball. So 0-2. Aviles will be next, and then Nick Punto. .66 pitches for A.J. Griffin. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. The 2 pitch is foul back by Ross. Ross signed a 1-year, $3 million deal in the offseason, and it was fairly late. He was one of those guys where just really weren't sure where he was going to sign. Swing and a miss way out in front. And Ross strikes out. Here's our true story brought to you by McDonald's. 4th of July 2006. Hey, that's Jay Payton. It's a walk-off single in the 10th inning against the Tigers. Fernando Rodney. Bobby Crosby barrels over Vance Wilson, the catcher, and the A's won the game 2-1. So that was the division-winning season of 2006. How many big hits did Jay Payton have for the A's?
And I can remember early in the season when he wasn't playing, he's complaining. He only got over 500 at bats. I mean, you know, he complained because he felt, let me go someplace to play. It all works out.
Well, if I remember correctly, Ray, he ended up hitting 5th.
Yeah, he did a great job.
He did.
Kid Maka would always say, won that year, said, guys play themselves into the lineup. They play well, they'll be in the lineup.
One and 2 to Aviles. Aviles fouls it back. Honored by the presence of David Renetti, Vice President for the Athletics. He's been a busy man today and he's tired.
And he can't wait till Saturday for the really big day. The barbecue cook-off and then the microbrewery testing that evening, and then there's a game against the Mariners. So great, huge day. Come out and spend all day at the Coliseum and enjoy it.
But David usually comes in and stands here for a little bit, says hi. He just plopped right down on a chair. He's tired. He's working hard. Swing and a miss. Aviles chases a ball in the dirt. So back-to-back strikeouts for A.J. Griffin.
Nice to know the aggressive hitters because they will swing at pitches that aren't strikes. In the case of Aviles, the 3-2 hits a slider. As catcher Derek Norris actually had to backhand the ball and then tag out Aviles because the ball is live, and that's the third or the second out.
So here's the 9th place hitter Nick Punto, who walked in the 3rd inning. Changeup in first strike. So 5 in a row retired by Griffin since the Ortiz home run. We noticed it early with Griffin in his first start. it's carried over now in all 3 of his starts. Certainly hope it stays that way, but he's not afraid to throw strikes.
Well, when you don't walk anybody, that's your MO. You're going to do that, and let your fielders make the plays, and they do it again.
Coco's going to make this one at the warning track in deep right center field. Side retired. 6 in a row retired by Griffin. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Still tied at 1.
Barbecue Championship this Saturday, July the 7th. Remember, that's the big day. It's a Pro-Am barbecue cook-off with some of the best teams in the country competing. Celebrity judges include A's outfielder Johnny Gomes. This event runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Lot A. And for more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Bay Area BBQ. And remember, the lot change. We said the Creekside lot, it has been changed to Lot A for that big day, the barbecue from 10 to 5. So Lot A here at the Coliseum, and we'll remind you before that Saturday day. Probably do it Friday night when the A's host the Mariners at the beginning of the series.
Punto's been busy. He slides to his right, takes care of Jamal Weeks for out number 1. Well, we talked about it in the
Now batting, right fielder.
Hearing A's pregame live a little bit, Ray. And you've been here a long time in some of the great eras that you saw. But the last 8 or 9 or 10 home games here have been awesome.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
A's have not won every game, but as far as excitement, sitting on the edge of your seat, I mean, Dodger series, Giants series, and now this series. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 3 popular teams, and of course they have a following across the country, and not just here. But I think it's great when it doesn't matter who comes out to watch the teams, and sometimes you close your eyes and you hear cheers, you think it's your home team, but you realize that maybe in this case the Red Sox doing something. But still, it's baseball. We want to see as many fans as possible, and regardless of who they're cheering for.
The left fielder Daniel Nava has it.
And every player would agree, staff included, and we know Bob Melton. They love the excitement of the big crowds, and they love the excitement of getting pumped up and playing in front of a big crowd.
But Ray, even as I'm looking at our box score, even before the Dodgers series, remember the San Diego game on Sunday where Weeks was up, bottom of the 9th, chance to tie it? And the game before that, the Saturday game against the Padres, the A's won 6-4, and they scored some runs late there. That was Johnny Gomes had the big hit. So you're talking about an 11-game stretch where every game has come right down to the end. Backhanded. Aviles straightens up, guns it across, and they just get Cespedes. So close play at first. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Cook. We're through 5. It's a 1-1 game. Question. Pat from South San Francisco asks, what is your favorite 4th of July baseball memory? Pat. 4th of July.
David Righetti, no-hitter.
That's pretty good, yeah.
He did that on America's birthday, and my favorite memory is catching doubleheaders on 4th of July because that's what we did. And,
always.
Played doubleheaders, and of course, back at the time in Cleveland, drew 700,000-800,000 people in the season. It didn't matter if we played 2 or 3 or 4 games the same day. But holidays were usually day games and doubleheaders, and boy, just a great time. But I do know that today David Righetti is celebrating an anniversary of pitching a no-hitter when he's with the New York Yankees.
Kind of amazing how you seem to remember that no-hitter a little bit more than the others because it was on the 4th of July.
Exactly.
Certainly it helps that it was done in a Yankee uniform. Top of the order for the Red Sox, Nava, Kalish, Ortiz. Six in a row retired by A.J. Griffin.
Is matching what he did in his first 2 starts. He had just a couple of hits, this time 1 run on a solo home run. And much as he knows baseball, he although did not appreciate giving up a home run to David Ortiz, but realized that he's going to be always remembered giving up the 400 for Big Papi.
Kalish, 3-1 swing, fouls it back. Here's the Dave Righetti no-hitter.
Well, he was a very good closer, but also a very good starter. And this was against Wade Boggs of the Boston Red Sox in the final out. And an outstanding pitching coach now for the Giants, but a great pitcher and a youngster there. And a very, very proud day for him and the Yankees in America.
Cespedes calls off Coco Crisp for out number 1. So Kalish
now batting, number 55, Brian Kalish.
Kalish, a ground out and a fly ball to center field.
Well, A.J. Griffin once again proving that when injuries occur and you get an opportunity, and there's no doubt to not have been thinking about getting a chance to pitch at this major league level, considering he was just drafted 2 years ago. But A.J. Griffin is doing what young players, any players, should do when they get an opportunity and show that they can do what they're supposed to do, in this case pitch at the major league level, and make it a very difficult decision when decision time comes as far as the rotation is concerned. Remember, there's two guys on the disabled list.
In his previous at bat, number 34, David Ortiz, hit his career.
So, oldest player to reach 400 home runs.
Congratulations to
Ted Williams was the oldest, and then David Ortiz.
Now, David Ortiz, announcement by Dick Callahan, congratulating him for hitting his 400th home run. He said in the previous at bat, David Ortiz hit his 400th home run. And a nice ovation, tip of the cap by Big Papi. And Jay Griffin ran up and said, "Could you autograph this ball for me?"
I'll meet you in the hallway after the game. 1-0 to Ortiz. Takes low, 2-0.
Well, you know that announcement didn't shake up Big Papi. It might have concerned Jay Griffin a little bit. Now 2-0, same count the last time. That was a 22nd home run of the season for Big Papi, but next time they come into town, he may be sitting on 40.
Yeah.
A lone all-star for the Red Sox. He will not participate in the home run hitting contest. He has always done well when he's been a participant. I think a lot of times all it takes is one time to be in the home run derby in the All-Star game and realize it's very, very tiring.
3-1 pitch is low, and there's the walk.
Well, his last at bat, this was it. 2-0 fastball, belt high, and Papi hit his 400th in the third game. That sign will probably be up in his office sometime. And that's at this bat.
So here's Saltalamacchia. The most home runs Ortiz hit in a single season was 54, and that was in 2006. He had a 3-year run of 41, 47, 54 in 04, 05, and 06. 29 last year. Big overhand curve drops in for a strike. 67 miles an hour.
It's amazing the control he has with his slow curveball. And Vicente Padilla last night, we didn't see it, but this is kind of the eephus pitch, and it tremendous break in the 12-6, straight up and down.
Ortiz takes off, and it's fouled at the plate. Nobody's holding Ortiz on, so he had a big lead, and he decided to take off. It's a lighter David Ortiz, remember.
Noticeably lighter. Eric Norris taking one off the mask and off his glove first, and then the mask. No sympathy from Kurt Suzuki. He takes those on a daily basis.
Jam shot popped up near the A's dugout and into the first row. Six hits for the A's, just 2 hits for the Red Sox. This time Moss holding Ortiz on a little bit. That one slowly hit. Weeks backhand, you can't pick it up clean. There was a little hesitation. Remember, Weeks playing the shift, so he was out 4 or 5 steps in the grass. So Saltalamacchia has a legitimate chance to beat it out. It's going to go as an error.
Well, even Cliff Pennington ranging over from shortstop where he's playing in the second base position probably would have been better for Pennington to take it, but Jamal was there. Penning was ready to cut in front, and then Jamal took charge and then had it hit off the tip of his glove. But I think Pennington, with his momentum heading towards the first base side, and no doubt hitters are very frustrated when they hit a ball that normally might be a base hit, but with the shift and depth of which Weeks was playing. That goes as an E4.
Well, that becomes a big play because you have to face Adrian Gonzalez.
That's right.
Ground out and a long fly ball to center field that Coco Crisp made a nice play on right near the wall. Gonzalez takes inside. 2-0. Action now out in the A's bullpen, just starting his Grant Balfour. But he's loosening up quickly.
There's a base open. Something to consider with Adrian Gonzalez.
And he lines it up the middle, base hit. Here comes David Ortiz. He's digging home. He's going to score. Saltalamacchia to third, and Gonzalez comes through, and the Red Sox make the A's pay for the error.
Well, the two-out walk to Ortiz and the error and a base hit. And it was up the middle. And I said open base, and learned many years ago with one Carl Yastrzemski at the plate, he did exactly what Adrian Gonzalez did with the rookie in the on-deck circle. As my manager said, they paid that man a lot of money to do what he just did. And Adrian Gonzalez paid a lot of money to drive in runs, and David Ortiz scoring easily from second base. Two-out walk, and Adrian Gonzalez hit the ball hard as he did last at bat. Great play by Coco Crisp, robbed him there, but he got a 2-0 pitch right down the middle, and not surprising, he drove it to center field.
So here's Mauro Gomez, the rookie Ray was talking about.
Now batting, number 50.
Gomez a
Mauro
double,
Gomez.
and then a fly ball to left field. Cespedes made a nice running play on. So Saltalamacchia now at third, Gonzalez at first. The Red Sox have taken the lead here in the 6th inning.
Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong and against a rookie. Gomez got his first major league hit, but what I'm saying is that Adrian Gonzalez has been in the position to do what he just did there versus a rookie who is playing for the first time. It's a whole different mindset of what you do with runners in scoring position.
And Griffin has very good control, so if the bases are loaded, not a guy you're going to worry a lot about walking somebody with the bases loaded. Big swing by Gomez. So 1-2 the count. .106 pitches for A.J. Griffin. And that off-speed pitch, Gomez reaches for it and stays alive. Another 1-2 pitch, grounded toward Pennington. He'll go to second, and the out is recorded at second base. But a costly error by the Athletics. Red Sox get a run. They lead 2-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
4th of July, as long as I can remember, I've had a baseball game.
Oh, appreciate Seth Smith giving us his thoughts on baseball on the 4th of July. 28,240 this afternoon. So another very nice crowd.
And that is great. There's no doubt. The 35,000 plus last night, a sellout. Red Sox and fireworks following. And a big win for the Athletics, and over 28,000 this afternoon. So you combine all the things going on, and a lot of it because the A's are playing very good baseball.
Cook gets over to cover, so it's a 4-1 put out on Smith. So indeed, nice to see good crowds here at the Coliseum.
Brandon Moss.
There's Brandon Moss. Good afternoon for Moss, a homer and a single. He is 5 for 6 in this series. Pitch count for Aaron Cook is pretty good, 68. Remember, he's coming off a shutout in his last start. The Red Sox, with some of the pitching issues they have had, they must be thrilled with Aaron Cook. That one's popped up behind third, and Aviles, nobody can see it, and it almost hit Aviles, and trying for second is Moss, and he'll make it. And 3 guys there, and I don't know if any of them saw it.
When you put your hands up as late as the hands went up, nobody can help, because if nobody can see it, doesn't matter. But the best thing Brandon Moss did was ran hard. He ran hard, and he got into second base. Third baseman, where is it? I don't know. Aviles doesn't know. Fortunately, when he reached for it barehanded, couldn't come up with it right there. Well, actually with his glove, and then missed it. Looked up, but Brandon Moss upset. Kick it in gear. Let's go. Because nothing can be assumed, especially with a tough sun field here at the Coliseum.
Well, a double for Moss. He's got a single, double, and a homer. So here's Derek Norris. This pitch to Norris is in for a strike. Norris a ground out, and then he reached on a fielder's choice. 0 for 2. Grounded softly toward third, and Gomez throws Norris out. Moss has to stay at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, Brandon Moss, hopefully he'll get another at bat to take a shot at the cycle. Try to impress Vince Cotroneo, our colleague over on radio.
Well, I hope Vince is impressed with Aaron Hill, who's done it twice already within the month.
He's not, Rick.
He's not? Got to be impressed.
No, he's not impressed.
Listen, Aaron Hill did something in one season that the Marlins haven't done and the Padres haven't done. That's even in their careers go for a cycle, and he did it twice. Aaron Hill did with the Diamondbacks. And those clubs has a no-hitter also. Now, the Mets already have one, but I mean, that's doing something.
Vinny's just not impressed with the cycle. He never has been, and we try to convince him that it's a big deal hitting for the cycle. It's a big deal. He won't give in. He's tough. He will not give in. Vinny's looking at us like, I know exactly what you guys are talking about. I'm sick of you talking about it. This one driven right center field, and nobody's going to get it. And this ball game's going to be tied. Inge finds the gap in right center field. Moss scores. 2-2.
Well, you just knew that something could happen, and it did. The Red Sox scored an unearned run, like they did last night. The A's came back to the ninth, but this afternoon, Brandon Inge, who singled his last at bat, and after the mistake, the ball could not be found by the Red Sox. It helped Brandon Moss get to second base, and Brandon Inge comes through big time with a run-scoring double to right center. And Moss was benefited by the sun ball. Brandon Inge brought it in.
Well, now the A's have a chance to take the lead if they can get another 2-out hit from Pennington. Pennington, a ground out and a fly ball to center field. So Inge gets his 9th double and his 38th RBI.
So he's got the single and the double of the cycle. And a 2-out run scoring hit, so that's big.
Andrew Miller, the lone left-hander in the Red Sox bullpen, starts to throw. In the air toward left field, Nava is back and over. He's got it. Side retired. Inge with a double ties the game up. We're headed to the 7th. Welcome back to the Coors Light inning. It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Coors Light Freeze Cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Top of the 7th inning on the 4th of July. And it is a 2-2 game between the A's and the Red Sox. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Grant Balfour takes over. In the 7th, he'll face Ross, Aviles, and Punto, the bottom 3 for Boston. So Balfour in for A.J. Griffin through 6 good innings again. 2 runs, 1 earned.
Well, he's got at least 6 in all 3 of his major league starts. Once again, he'll get a no decision, as was the case in the first 2. But he's had a chance with a 2-out double by Inge to get to scoring position and try to bring him in. Not happen.
Cody Ross is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to center field and a strikeout. Starters are leading the way. There's no doubt about that. Ross quickly behind in the count, 0-2. 108 pitches for Griffin. Couple of walks, one of them scored. That was in the 6th inning. Pitch, bounce back to Balfour. He's got it. Underhand flip to first, and Ross is retired. 1 out.
Okay, but I don't know if we mentioned it, but Brandon Moss's home run was at 15 consecutive games now at the A's have homered.
Yeah.
So that streak continues.
20 home runs total in those 15 games.
That was a big one. Of course, daytime baseball here at the Coliseum, the sun can be very tough, swirling winds in the view quarters, but typically the ball would travel a little bit better. Not to say that David Ortiz nor the one hit by Brandon Moss needed any help, but conditions are a little bit better.
Good pitch there to Aviles for a strike. Aviles is 0 for 2 in today's game and 1 for 8 in the series. Toward Inge, who scoops it up, moving to his left, and that's out number 2. So 9th place hitter Nick Punto steps in. Balfour looking for a
number 5
easy inning here in the 7th. And he throws a strike to Punto. So Balfour throwing strikes.
So if the A's score a run and the starting pitcher leaves, does Balfour get credit or Griffin for a shutdown inning once he gets through this inning? Does that still calculate for Griffin?
I don't think so. Unless you wanted to.
Let's just get the shutdown inning. Who cares who gets it? And I think it goes to exactly what you're talking about. Good baseball played by the A's, taking advantage of a mistake every once in a while, and did last night, helping them score 2 in the 9th, and so far this afternoon, a tough sun for the Red Sox. A.J. Griffin had 2 quick outs last inning, the 6th. Nalvin Kalish, and then walk the E4, and then 2-out hit by Adrian Gonzalez.
3-1 to Punto, who walked in the 3rd. Right, each team with a solo home run, each team with a 2-out RBI hit. Punto lines it into the glove of Brandon Moss. He reaches out, grabs it, side retired. So it is a 3-up, 3-down inning, 7th inning stretch. Tied at 2, and in special recognition of the military, USAA now presents the singing of God Bless America.
Please rise and join in singing
God Bless America, performed by Curb Records recording duo Martin Ramey.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Saddlebone. Fans are invited to bring their dogs to the park as the A's host the Yankees at 7:05. This year's event will feature a pregame pup rally and parade around the field. The rally begins at 5:20, where each dog will receive a goodie bag. For more information and to register for the event, go to oaklandathletics.com/dog day. I wonder if my daughter Lindsay will be coming in. She's got a little dog watching the game today with her friend.
She's got to come out, right?
Scott Dempsey, and you know they're watching in Arizona where it's hot. I wonder if this dog day, if I'll get a call saying, "I'm going to bring Harley in for the dog day."
Totally. I mean, she could leave Scott at home and bring Harley back. I mean,
that's probably true. Harley,
you can only get her 2 tickets.
That's right.
You got to make a decision.
Yeah, Harley or Scott. Yeah. After all, that goodie bag, I'm looking forward to see what the goodie bag's going to be. Parade around the field.
These are big decisions.
Just wonder if those dogs have to have muzzles.
Coco lofts one down the left field line. Nava a long run, and it'll drop foul. Another tight ball game here at the Coliseum. 2-2 bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, if you think about the Red Sox, we mentioned that with them playing up in Seattle. They had 2 extra inning games of the 4-game series. Tight games all around. And as great as the weather has been for the Red Sox, the results have not been that great, and the A's would like to continue that with a sweep this afternoon.
That one's hit to right center. That's hit well. And that one is off the wall. And Coco Crisp is going to speed around second, and he's going to slide into third with a leadoff triple.
Boy, that's fun to watch. The hit almost got out. That's flat-footed, folks. That is no stride. That's amazing strength, upper body, to drive the ball as far as he did. And as it caroms up off the wall, it took a hop, and it took the right fielder to have to retrieve the ball. And Coco, he turned on the afterburners and needed to slide at third, but he went in feet first with the slide and came up with a leadoff triple. Boy, that's fun to watch. Home to third and not even breathing hard. That's not fair.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Miller, the lefty, coming in.
Brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club. Make it a combo with fries and a drink.
Well, the A's have the go-ahead run at third, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Aaron Cook goes 6+ innings. Gave up a lot of base runners. Did not strike anybody out. But all in all, pitched pretty well. But he will not get a win today. Here's the big lefty, Andrew Miller. And Miller's having a very good season for the Red Sox out of the bullpen. Again, the only left-hander they have down there.
Come in throwing 95 with a 2-4 seam fastball, slurve a changeup, and now Bobby Valentine with his infield playing in, just looking for some magic. And actually, Jamal Wicks might be the most important hitter in this right now because infield's in. Then you have Reddick, the left-hander, up. So Miller trying to get Weeks, but Jamal with the infield in doesn't really have to hit it that far. Just a lot of space between the infielders and the outfielders.
2-0 to Weeks. Shoots that one foul. I was wrong in saying the only lefty. Franklin Morales, who was supposed to start today, he is now in the Red Sox bullpen. So they do have another lefty down there, and he's warming up right now.
Well, they do have a doubleheader, and he's supposed to start. That's not till Saturday, though, and this being Wednesday, so we'll give him a couple of days. So available today.
2-1 pitch to Weeks. Bounced into left field, a base hit, and the A's take the lead 3-2. And with the infield in, it just bounced right through.
Well, and that's the beauty of the infield in. You've got the space between the infielders and outfielders and the fly ball with the infielders. Of course, the range is there. Remember, Avila's caught the ball that was handled by or hit by Jamal Wicks. They forced a runner second, but this time he top-handed the ball, got on top, rolled it in to the outfield, and Coco with his leadoff triple, and Jamal comes through. So there's the top of the batting order, and coming through today, big.
So here's Reddick. Reddick takes outside. So that run is charged to Aaron Cook. Slider for a strike. Reddick a single, a walk, and a fly ball to left field. So the foul ball puts Reddick behind in the count. The Orioles are leading the Mariners 4-0 in the 7th inning up in Seattle. Tillman started for the Orioles, Noisi for the Mariners. That's the rubber game in that series. Catcher, third baseman coming together. Saltalamacchia makes the catch. So that is the first out, and that gets us to our AT&T trivia answer. Who are the 3 players in Oakland A's history to homer at least 3 times on the 4th of July? McGuire 4, Henderson 3, Tony Armas 3. 4th of July home runs. So we're going to get another pitching change. A right-hander is coming in, Matt Albers. We'll be back. Cash every hour from 2 p.m. until midnight. Visit cashgreen.com for more details. A's with a 3-2 lead over the Red Sox as they just picked up the go-ahead run thanks to a triple by Crisp and a single by Weeks. 1 out. And Matt Albers, the right-hander, comes in to face Cespedes. (2-0) with a 2.53 ERA for Albers. This could be a one-hitter situation for Albers because Morales, the lefty, is warming up in the bullpen. Seth Smith, the left-handed hitter, is in the on-deck circle.
A couple appearances against the A's back in Boston, total of 2 innings and gave up just 1 hit, so he pitched well in those 2. Good fastball, throw 4 pitches.
Cespedes with a base hit in the first inning and then a couple of ground outs to short. This one's hit toward right field, toward the line. Cody Ross in foul territory, according to first base umpire Chad Fairchild, makes the catch, and that's the second out. So here comes Seth Smith.
I think your point's well taken, and with Moss behind him, that probably is the reason that Bobby Valentine, if he makes the move, that's the reason he's going to at least face 2 instead of taking a chance of their first lefty getting the hit.
So another lefty's coming in. This one's Franklin Morales. We'll be back. At 6 p.m. It's on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Highlights from this A's Red Sox game and highlights from all around Major League Baseball. And Joey Chestnut, did he win the hot dog eating contest again? Joey Chestnut from the Bay Area. He probably did.
How many do you think he ate? Maybe 68 or something?
Yeah, I think it was in the 60s. San Jose. Joey Chestnut. So here is Franklin Morales, 1-1 with a 2.59 ERA. He is not an easy at bat, folks.
No, he is not. And good fastball, great fastball. Lefty on lefty makes it very difficult.
And they just, Weeks just gets back.
Watching this move kind of reminds us of the move last night by Jordan Aberto. That was a highlight in there. clubhouse, imitating Jordan, which everybody in the whole world called balk.
First pitch to Smith is a strike. Seth Smith has grounded out 3 times. Twice to second, once to first.
And he will be telling the skip, put me in, coach, in left field.
That's right.
I've had enough of DH. How many more times you're going to put me in here?
And that is a slow breaking ball, and Smith was able to get a piece of it. But the count is now 0-2.
Well, as you mentioned, with Miller and Morales as the 2 lefties, and this depends how long Morales stays in there, but here's an opportunity that the manager could make a move and pinch hit Johnny Gomes. But if you only have righties left in the bullpen, then he would face a righty. Not that he can't hit them, but by leaving Seth Smith in, trying to get him a hit, build a little confidence in him as a DH, and also keeping him in the game in the event righties come in.
And a fastball. So on 3 pitches, Smith strikes out, but the A's get a run, and we're headed to the 8th inning. The A's 6 outs away from a sweep. They lead 3-2. The Coliseum between the A's and the Mariners. Kevin Millwood will start against Tommy Malone. 6:30 A's pregame live. The ball game 7:05. So the A's an off day tomorrow, and then they'll host the Seattle Mariners leading up to the All-Star break. Mariners still losing 4-0 that game now in the 8th inning. The Orioles with the lead. Cleveland leading the Angels 12-3 in the 6th inning. And the Yankees are trying to avoid being swept. They lead the Rays 4-3 in the 8th inning in St. Petersburg.
You know, as hot and humid as it is in St. Petersburg, it's not a good place to be playing on America's birthday. A day game indoors, Tropicana Field Dome. That's what the Yankees and Rays are doing if they're in Tampa, which they are. And rather be right here in a beautiful sunny afternoon.
One and one the count to Daniel Nava, the leadoff man for the Red Sox. He takes low. Or you could do it like the Nationals and the Giants did today. 11 a.m. first pitch in Washington, D.C. 11 a.m. So probably a busy place on the 4th of July.
Exactly. The Washington Monument for the fireworks show.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of time to get there and get jammed in the parking lot. Plus, it's only probably about 95 inches.
Sticky.
Maybe they've started early to avoid the heat. But you're right. Big day. Nation's capital and America's birthday. That's got to be a very busy day.
2-2 to Nava with Kalish on deck, and then Ortiz. Top of the 8th. Foul back. So Grant Balfour is working overtime. His second inning of work. He had a very nice 3-up, 3-down 7th inning, and maybe the quickness of that inning and the effectiveness of Balfour, maybe that helped send him back out there for the 8th.
And it might be one batter, as Jerry Blevins is listening. You have Kalish, David Ortiz.
And Nava's a switch hitter right now.
So we'll see what they decide to do. But normally Balfour has the 8th inning. He comes in early with the 7th because the job that Blevins is doing. Of course, so Sean Doolittle doing a great job. Get lefties or righties out, doesn't matter.
3-2 pitch, and that one's hit toward left center field. Cespedes gets back there, and he's got it for out number 1. So Nava is 0 for 4. And that'll bring up
number
Kalish.
55, Ryan Kalish.
Kalish 0 for 3. So Red Sox do not have a hit from the top 2 guys in their order. Have not been on base today. Red Sox only have 3 hits. Double in the 2nd, a homer in the 4th, a single in the 6th.
Well, the difference in Kalish and David Ortiz, 22 home runs. As Kalish has a 0 on his column. And of course, Big Poppy, I would think, is not going to be facing Grant Balfour. I think that Jerry Blevins, if he's not coming in to face Kalish and then Ortiz, he's going to, I would think, come in to face him. Did a great job last night, picked up the win.
Kalish tried to hold up on the curveball. He could not do it.
Balfour, a relief pitcher with a great curveball. He can throw it hard. Also has a very good slider. The heater's his pitching.
Blevins standing out on the mound. He looks like he's ready in the bullpen. In the dirt, and now full count. So second straight full count by Balfour. For kicked payoff pitch. That one's looped toward in. Shoes got it, and that's out number 2. So Kalish is 0 for 2, and we're going to get a pitching change. Bob Melvin points to Jerry Blevins. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and spa experts.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in to pitch for the Athletics, number 13, Jerry Blevins.
over 30 microbreweries, live music, and much more. Maybe you'll hear the music you're hearing right now, not the one on the souvenir beer mug, and 2 tastings will be available for $10. Additional tastings will be available also. Must be 21 or older to purchase tastings. Admission is free with a game ticket to that night's game against the Mariners. For more information, go to oaklandathletics.com/beerfest.
Blevins to Ortiz, the first pitch. David Ortiz bluffs the bunt and takes a strike.
Brandon Inge, the only player to the left side at shortstop. Third baseman playing short, so he came running in thinking it might be a bunt. I don't know that David Ortiz, he could be considering it, but I don't.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Ortiz.
He's thinking 401.
Good season for Jerry Blevins, and slowly starting to pitch in more important situations like this one. Ortiz, one around, strike 3, and that'll do it for the Red Sox in the top of the 8th inning. So 3 pitches, Blevins strikes out Ortiz, and the A's lead 3-2 headed to the bottom of the 8th. Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. The A's were trailing 2-1. There were 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Brandon Inge with an RBI double to tie it at 2. And then in the 7th inning, the A's would grab the lead. Jamal Weeks gets one through, drawn in infield, scored Coco Crisp. And that gave the A's the 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at the Coliseum. 2-3-0 for the Red Sox, 3-10-1 for the Athletics. So both starting pitchers go 6 innings. And congratulations again to David Ortiz, who hits his 400th career home run.
2 at-bats ago. He did. He did a great job. But AJ Griffin getting up. AJ, a no decision. Another very good performance today. 6 solid innings left as the A's have tied the game. So he continues to pitch well into 6 innings, at least 6 innings in all 3 starts.
Brandon Moss single, double, and a home run today.
Oh, get the triple, huh? We had highlight Vince Contreras.
One drops low, 2-1 the count. Norris will be next, and then Inge with Ryan Cook starting to warm up in the A's bullpen. This one's hit to left field. Going back is Nava. Now he turns around near the wall and he makes the catch, 1 out.
Time now for the AT&T U-verse reverse replay, and the A's 14 consecutive games hitting at least 1 home run, make it 15 with Brandon Moss 2-2 count, straightaway center field off with Aaron Cook. The ground ball pitcher today had 13 ground ball outs, but that one in the air traveled the distance. In addition to the triple hit by Coco Crisp, he's also had a Brandon Inge double. And boy, remember the ball lost in the sun with BOS at the plate. That was big because it could be 2-2 right now, assuming the A's would have scored the run last inning. But those other things, at least today, helping the A's have the lead right now.
Eric Norris is 0 for 3. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Close pitch, but a little bit outside. 3 ground ball outs today for Derek Norris. And he swings and misses again. As we said, Morales, he's got really good stuff. I'm surprised that he has not been more of a consistent winner with the Rockies for a while. Fastball 93 miles an hour, and Norris strikes out.
Now the Stars align for the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game as the best of the American League take on the National League's top players. And don't miss the action Tuesday, July the 10th at 4:30 p.m. in Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. The first All-Star game since 1973. Ryan Cook will be there representing the Athletics. We'll see what uniform he wears, as the American League will be the home team. So Ryan Cook will not be dressing in the typical clubhouse of the visitors. He'll go to the home side. But happy to be there in his first ever All-Star game.
0-1 to Brandon Inge, who had a nice day, a single and a double. The big double came with 2 outs in the 6th inning, and it tied up this game at 2. It's a changeup. It's rolled toward smooth-handed Mike Gallego.
It might be on the golf course sometime after today's game. Find a place to play golf. They like today. Coaching staff, a lot of them good golfers. Kurt Young for sure is good. Ty Waller, Gags.
This one hit foul.
Not as good as you, though. I know what you're pretty close to a scratch golfer, right?
You're so funny.
No, I heard you.
No.
Play some golf?
No. I golf for the camaraderie of the foursome.
Let's see.
Just
Hoodie.
the people that I play with make me laugh. That's perfect. I'm playing. If they're good, that's fine.
So who was it in Texas? Hoodie?
Steve Vucinich makes me laugh. Josh Hood, our graphics operator, makes me laugh. Ken Korak kind of makes me laugh.
Did he wear his jacket?
Kenny's a terrific golfer.
Yeah, he is.
And getting better after the knee surgery.
Well, that's therapy for him to get out on the golf course after having knee replacement surgery. And that
we had fun. It was hot. But
it was in March. There is Ken Korak, Vince Catroni on the radio side.
Part of the A-team, yeah. Ken Korak and Vince Catroni. This one's popped up. Shallow right field. Punto gives way to Ross, who's fighting it, and Cody Ross makes the catch. Side retired. So the A's 3 outs away from a sweep. That'll be the job of Ryan Cook at the final 3 outs. He'll face Salta Lamacchia, Gonzalez, and Gomez. A's going for the sweep of the Red Sox. They lead 3-2 top of the 9th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Oil change, tune-up, and small experts. So the all-star Ryan Cook takes over. 7 saves, 10 opportunities. And he will face Saltalamacchia, switch hitter, then Gonzalez, and the rookie Mauro Gomez. Saltalamacchia swings at the first pitch. Cespedes is there in left field, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. So that'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez.
Number 28, Adrian Gonzalez.
Gonzalez had the big hit for the Red Sox, 2-out RBI single in the 6th, that gave Boston the lead at the time. Gonzalez fouls it straight back. Red Sox have been held to 5 runs so far in this series. 5 runs and just 16 hits. That one bounced up the middle. A's have a man there. It's Pennington. 2 outs.
I like the way Ryan Cook just kind of stepped to the side, knowing where his defense was positioned behind him, instead of reaching out and maybe deflecting the ball and allowing a base hit. Instead, he lets it go, lets his shortstop handle it, and 2 quick outs. See where Pennington's playing, and Cook take it. I mean, if you can handle the 27th out of a perfect game, you can indeed handle the 2nd out of this game this afternoon.
So here's Mauro Gomez, the rookie, who is 1 for 3 with the double. Outfield playing very deep. The first pitch is down low to Gomez. The A's bullpen terrific so far today. Swing and a miss, 95 miles an hour. Balfour went an inning and 2/3, and then Levin's got the big out of Ortiz to end the 8th.
Well, that was big too. Getting a strikeout, 3 pitches. There's Pitch Ryan Cook. Maybe put stars beside that now, since he's an all-star.
That one's hit to right field. Reddick going back. He's got room. He's under it, and that's the ball game. The A's finished the 3-game sweep of the Boston Red Sox. How about that? A great way to spend the 4th of July. Watch the A's celebrate a sweep of the Red Sox. So the A's have won 4 in a row. They are now just 1 game over, or 1 game under 500. They're at 41 and 42 heading into the off day tomorrow. So what a great day. Just enough hitting and more great pitching from the Athletics. So 3-2 is your final. A's defeat the Red Sox. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Dave Benz and Greg Cadaret is set to go. A's win it 3-2 and sweep the Red Sox.